Hi guys, welcome to Sarah's class again. So last time we opened chapter 1 and talked about offbeat jobs. So what are offbeat jobs? Offbeat jobs are something very unusual and uncommon. So for example, a job like a teacher, police officer, this is very common. So we can't say this is offbeat job. However, job like YouTuber, or maybe something like ice cream taster, tattoo artist, we talk about different examples of offbeat job. Those are offbeat job, and they are something like unusual and uncommon. And we finish listening one activity which describe different just types of offbeat job, and also we talk about how we make an inference. So by talking straightforward, we use some, hidden meaning and make a joke and make it humorous point. Now we're gonna do second listening activity from chapter 1. So open the book. I hope everybody got the book, and open the page 9. If you open page 9, there is listening to a conversation with the job counselor. And there are two people. Who are they? It's Henry and Eva. And they are talking about a job, especially focusing on change in job. So someone changed a job and there's a story behind it. Let's listen together. Okay, here we go. Let's get started. Okay, so I hope you understood the conversation between Henry and Eva. So I'm going to read for you one more time. Okay, so please listen carefully. And let's talk about what's happening in between two people. Okay, so Henry starts. Hi, how are you? I'm great. So what's new? Well, the big news is I have a new job. You don't work at the bank anymore? No, I quit my job at the bank 6 months ago. Why? Okay, so let's stop here. So who changed the job here? Is it Henry or Eva? It's Eva, right? And my question is, when did Eva change her job? The answer is, she changed her job, right, 6 months ago. So, from this conversation, we can figure out what Eva's the previous job was. What is Eva's job here before? It says, I quit my job at the bank. So we can figure out that she used to work at the bank before. Okay, now here continues the conversation. Let's continue. Henry says, why? Eva goes on. I was working really long hours. I was so tiring. And there are so many problems at the bank. I was awake every night worrying about work. It was just too stressful. So I made a career change. Okay, what is she talking about here now? Eva is talking about the reason why she had to quit her job at the bank. And what is the reason? The reason is that she worked so long hours, and it was too tiring for her. She had to deal with a lot of stress at the bank. That's the main reason she quit her job. And Henry goes on. Really? What do you do now? Okay, so here's the clue to know what her new job is. What's her new job? Her new job is a yoga teacher. Okay, so Eva says, I'm a yoga teacher. No kidding. Okay, so it looks like Henry was very surprised. No kidding. It's like, are you sure? Are you serious? But he said, no kidding. That sure is a change. He was surprised because it was a big change from banker to yoga teacher. It's such a different type of job, right? From bank manager to yoga teacher, how did you do that? And Ava goes on, well, I was already doing yoga all the time with the stress and to help with the stress. So I decided to take some classes to learn how to teach it. Now I work at a yoga studio and I love it. Doing yoga is so relaxing. I'm not stressed anymore. And the best part is I get to help other people relax too. And Henry says, good for you. Okay, so what's the reason that Ava changed her job to a yoga teacher? And she says she's already actually learning yoga, but she also wanted to help other people too. That's the part that she loved about her job. Okay. So I decided to take some classes to learn how to teach it, and I love it. So she loves it. The reason is that she loves it. First reason, because yoga is so relaxing and she can help other people relax too. Okay, it was a short conversation, but we figured a lot of information. For example, what is her previous job? Her job in the past? What's her new job? What's the reason that she quit her job at the bank? And why did she change her job to yoga teacher? So if you figure out these four main information, I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure that you understood this conversation. Okay, now let's go over some vocabs from this conversation. On page 9, the bottom of page 9, there are some meanings for the vocabs that we use in this conversation. They're very straightforward and simple, so I'm pretty sure you already know about this. Okay, so number 1 is quit. Quit. So be careful this Q sound. A lot of Korean students make a mistake and then Q sound is like Q, Q, but it's actually not Q, it's Ku, Ku. Quiz, not quiz. Questions, not questions. Okay. Quit, not quit. Quick, not quick. Okay. So your lip, okay, your mouth goes on in the center, to the center, and then moves on. So quit, quit, quick, quiz, questions. So be careful this pronunciation. Okay. Number 2 is tiring. Okay. I'm so tired. So tiring. They are very different. So be careful the use of tired, tired, okay, tired, ed, and tiring, okay? So you have to just figure out the difference between two vocabs. Number 3 is stressful. Number 4, career. Number 5, relaxing, okay? You can pause the video and just check the meaning of these 5 vocabularies, and we'll check the answer together. Okay, let's check the answer together. So number 1, quit. A, leave a job. Letter B, continue working at job. So the answer is A, leave a job. Number 2, tiring. Making you feel unhappy. Making you feel want to rest. So tiring, it's B, making you feel you want to rest. So tired, ed. You use this when you are describing your emotions. For example, I am very tired. Okay, I am very tired. But if there is something that makes you feel tired, then you can say this is very tiring. For example, homework is not tired. Homework is very tiring because homework makes me feel tired. Same with excited and exciting. For example, excited is about my emotions. I'm so excited. I'm going to Lotte World, so I'm very excited. I'm very excited, ed. But Lotte World is not excited. Lotte World is exciting, ing. So if you finish with ed, it's describing usually people's emotions or your status. But if you finish it ing, that's something that makes you feel like that. So you have to know a difference between that and choose the right vocabulary. Number 3 is stressful. A, causing you feel worried. B, difficult. So the answer is A, causing you feel worried. It's also ED because it's about your emotion and your status. Number 4, career. Something you study in school. A kind of work you do for a long time. So career, it's about your job, your work. So the answer is B. A, something you study in school. That's about your major. Number 5, relaxing. Same, relaxed, relaxing. Okay, you have to know a difference between that. Helping you to rest. Helping you work hard. So the answer is A, relaxing here. Okay, so I hope you got everything correct. If you didn't, it's okay. Just change your answer and make sure you understood it. Okay, so now we're going to move on to page 10 and practice note-taking skills. What are note-taking skills and why do we need these skills? So let me talk about why we need to actually practice skills first. So when you're taking TOEFL test, TOEIC test, IELTS, OPIC, those English speaking or listening tests, you are listening some scripts, okay? And you have to remember the information from the script. And it's very hard to just remember all the information and all the details because there are tons of information. So in that case, sometimes you're allowed to write down and take some notes. And the script goes really quick and fast. So you are just writing the key points from the script, the main information of the script. Okay, so when you listen to a person's maybe talking, you don't have to remember all the details, but listen carefully and pay attention to figure out what's the main information, what's the keyword, and write it down. Okay, so we're gonna do this practice together. Okay, let's try it. So if you open page 10, here, let's do this together. Taking notes with keywords. When you take notes, don't write every word you hear. Instead, write only the keywords to help you to remember the ideas. Write the keywords that carry meaning. For example, write the important nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Don't write words that are not important to the meaning, such as pronouns, articles, and helping verbs. So what's noun, verb, and adjectives? So noun, it's like apple. Noun is like computer. It's name, right? It's a thing. It's a person. What are verbs? It's action word. Study, speak, run. That's verb. What are adjectives? Beautiful, cold, quick, slow. That's adjectives. So usually, if you listen to a sentence, the sentences are composed of noun, subject, verb, and also sometimes adjectives helps to describe those main information. Other than just nouns, verb, and adjectives, those like pronouns, helping verbs, adverbs, those are not main information. So this actually book is saying that focusing on the main information keywords, and they are usually found as noun, verbs, and adjectives. We're going to listen to the example together and read the notes and notice how they contain the keywords. Okay, so let's listen together.
Page 10. Note-taking skill. Example.
At my job, I work with food. My work is very interesting because I can enjoy good food and I can be creative.
Okay, so Peter is describing about his job, and my job, I work with food. Okay, my work is very interesting because I can enjoy good food and I can be creative. So, these are actually just many sentences. So, it's very hard to just write down everything. So let's focus on what are the keywords, okay? So Peter's job, work with food. Enjoying good food, be creative. So food is noun here, okay? Creative, it's adjective. Work, enjoy, it's verbs. So those are the key main points from his script. Let's listen to more activities and try. Okay, let's go to number 1. Listen to the sentences, write the keywords. You have to make sure it doesn't have to be full sentences. Full sentences usually, subject, verb, an adjective, or maybe adverb. Those are the key sentences, actually the full sentences, but here you just write 1 word, 2 words. That's fine, okay? So you don't have to, worry about making a full sentence, but just focus on keyword. So let's do more activities together. Number 1, A. Okay, are you ready? Okay. So grab your pen or pencil or maybe type it, okay, and focus on keywords.
Page 10. Note-taking skill. Exercise 1. A.
Do you work in a restaurant?
No, I don't.
B.
I work in an ice cream factory. I make sure the ice cream tastes good.
Okay, so let's go back to A first. So A was very short, okay? Okay, so let's listen to number 1, A.
Page 10. Note-taking skill. Exercise 1. A.
Do you work in a restaurant?
No, I don't.
Okay, so that was A.
B.
It was very straightforward, okay, and short. So what was it? Do you work at a restaurant? No, I don't. So what's the thing that you can write here? So Peter's job, no work at a restaurant, or not at restaurant. That's the one thing that you can just write. It's very simple, right? So make sure when you write keywords, key points, make sure it is very simple and easy.
What?
No, I don't.
B.
Okay, now let's go to B.
I work in an ice cream factory. I make sure the ice cream tastes good.
C.
Okay, so
Well-
where does he work? At a ice cream factory. And what's his job? What's his role? Okay, so you can write down. Okay, C.
C.
Well, I have to be very careful to take care of my taste buds. For example, I can't eat spicy or hot foods.
C was a long
D.
information, but you don't have to worry about it. There are some things that, he has to be careful. He can't eat something. What are these? He has to be careful on something. What is this? Just write a noun or verb, okay? Move on.
You see, if I can't taste the ice cream, my company and I will lose a lot of money. That would really hurt my income.
Okay, so that was D. It was also long information, but focus on the key points, okay? So let's listen again from A to D again, okay? And make sure you write the keywords. Noun, verb, adjective. Those 3 things are fine, and you don't have to worry about other things.
Page 10. Note-taking skill. Exercise 1. A.
Do you work in a restaurant?
No, I don't.
B.
I work in an ice cream factory. I make sure the ice cream tastes good.
C.
Well, I have to be very careful to take care of my taste buds. For example, I can't eat spicy or hot foods.
Spicy and hot
D.
food.
You see, if I can't taste the ice cream, my company and I will lose a lot of money. That would really hurt my income.
If he can't taste ice cream, something's gonna happen. What's gonna happen? Okay, write that down. Okay, so I'll give you maybe about 5 minutes. You can pause the video and then maybe just check it again or replay the part that you want to listen again, and we'll check the answer together. Okay, let's move on to the next activity of chapter 1, page 10, comprehension. So let's move on to this part. Okay, listen to two people talking with a job counselor about their jobs. A job counselor is someone who helps people find the right job or career. Created a chart like the one below to take notes. Try to write only the keywords. So again, this is practice of note-taking. And we're going to focus on key information, keywords again. And here, main idea and detail is separated together. So we're going to listen to the conversation between a job counselor who helps people to find the correct, right job for different people. So let's
Page
listen.
10. Comprehension.
Hello, I'm Nancy, and I'll be your job counselor. I'm glad you've decided to come to this group. It's a good place to come to get ideas about new jobs or careers you might be interested in. It's helpful to listen to other people talk about their jobs when you're thinking of changing careers yourself. So, to begin, I'd like everyone to introduce themselves and tell us what your current job is and maybe why you are thinking of changing careers. I'll take some notes about what you say, which will help me suggest some possible new jobs. Hopefully, we can find the right job for you. Okay, let's start with you.
Hi, sure. My name's Mike, and I'm a window washer.
Okay, great. Why don't you tell me a little about your job?
Well, I wash office building windows, so I go high up in the air in a basket to reach the windows.
Sounds scary to me. Do you like it? And if so, why?
Yeah, I really like my job because I enjoy being outdoors. I like to breathe the fresh air and look at the beautiful views of the city. It's really relaxing. I really don't think I could work indoors in an office or a store, and I earn a high salary. I make a lot of money. Window washing is a good job for me because I'm good with my hands. I don't like sitting in front of a computer all day. It was difficult for me to get started as a window washer. But I started my own business, and I like that, working for myself. No boss, you know.
Okay, I'm just making some notes. Like being outdoors, good with your hands, like being your own boss. Okay, so why do you want a new job?
Well, my job is pretty dangerous. I have to be very careful not to fall out of the basket, and I have to be careful not to drop things on people below. I just think I'd like something a little safer. Also, I enjoy it, but it's a lot of work and can be very tiring. I go home at night and just want to sleep.
Dangerous. Want something a little safer. Okay, great. Let's hear from the next person. Please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your job.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm a professional shopper. I go shopping for people who are busy and don't have time to shop. Basically, people give me a shopping list and some money, and I do the shopping for them.
Well, if you like to shop, sounds like a great job.
It has its good and bad parts. What's good about it is that I do love to shop, and I really like to work with people. I'm also very good with money. I always find clothes that are on sale, cheap. But, well, the bad part is that my job isn't that easy. I'm on my feet a lot, so my work is tiring. And it wasn't easy to get started as a shopper. I worked for many years as a sales clerk in a department store. Then I started to meet people who needed a shopper. So, when I had enough customers, I quit my job at the department store and started my own business. Now, I like being my own boss. However, I have to do everything myself, and it's a lot of work, and it can be very stressful, making all the decisions myself. So I wish I could just go to work, do my job, and then go home at night.
Yeah, sometimes it's easier to work for someone else and let them have all the headaches. Okay, let's see. Who's next?
Okay, so here we listen to two people who wanted to change their jobs. So what are their names? First guy was Mike, and second girl was Sarah. Same as my name. And what are their jobs? So Mike's job was window washer, and Sarah's job was professional shopper. So I hope you took some notes, just collecting their information. So let's talk about, what we know and what we figure out, by listening to the conversation between Mike and Nancy, who's job counselor first. So let's talk about Mike first. So what is Mike's jobs again? Window washer. And what does he like to do? Or what is good at? Okay? So he likes to being outdoor. So he doesn't want to stay indoor, inside, but he likes to stay or be outdoor. And he likes to be his own boss. So he doesn't have a boss, so he can be his own boss. And he is also good with hands. What's good with hands? So maybe he's he's good at making crafts, or he's actually good at handling some, equipment. So that's what he's good at. So it sounds like his job, which is window washer, is very suitable for himself, right? Because window washer, if you want to be an indoor washer, you can be outside, you can be your own boss, and you need actually good hand skills. But Mike wants to change his job. Why? Why does he want to change his job? Because it's dangerous. He wants something safer. So that's the key information about it. Like being outdoor, like to be his own boss, good with hands, but dangerous, wants something safer. So if you wrote down these 5 main information, which are the keywords, then you successfully actually took the notes down. Okay, so now let's talk about Sarah. So what was Sarah's job? It was professional shopper. She is very good with money, right? And she likes to be her own boss. But, there are bad side about her job. It's very tiring because she needs to walk all day long, and it's also stressful. So she talked about good things and bad things about her job. Okay, so just write the details, main ideas. Okay, you have to separate it, split, okay, and write the keywords. Now let's move on to the next page, which is page 11. So page 11, let's read number 2 instruction all together. Look at the statements in the chart below. Circle the keywords. Then look for those keywords in your notes. Use your notes to help you complete the chart. Put a check in the correct column for the window washer or the professional shopper. Some statements may be true for both. Okay, so there is a chart on page 11, and A to M, there are a bunch of information, and window washer and professional shopper. So if you remember the information, good, but you have actually good notes, right? So you can check out your notes that you took down and check the answer, okay? So we'll listen to the activity one more time, okay, and compare with your notes, and please check the answer for this chart. Okay, so now we're gonna go to speaking activity. Please open to page 14, and we're gonna talk about speaking. Okay, so match the statement on the left with the best response on the right. So if you see the left side, there are some statements from number 1 to 8. And on the right side, A to H, there is a proper response to it, and you can match them together. So let's go over example first. Number 1, my friend went to school to learn to cook. She just got her first job cooking in a French restaurant. She loves her job. Before we find the proper response to it, we'll find the key points from number 1 statements. So what are the key points from number 1? Maybe cooking, her job as a chef at a French restaurant. That could be key information. So let's look at maybe proper statements, responses together. So response has to be related to information like cooking, chef, restaurant. Can you find anything? It's B. You're so lucky your friend is a professional chef. Does she ever cook for you? So if you look at B, there's a keyword like chef and cook. So we can easily find that number 1 and B, they are a good match together. Okay, let's do one more example. Let's look at number 2. Working for myself isn't easy. I have a lot of work to do. Okay, what's the key points here? Working for myself. Working for myself, that means no boss. Maybe I have my own business. I'm an employer for myself. I'm the boss of myself. So maybe in talking about, having your own business, but it's not easy. Okay, a lot of work to do. That's also keyword. So maybe we need an adjective that describes negative sides. For example, difficult, hard, maybe stressful, maybe tiring, something like that. Okay, so let's look at the right side. Can you find any response that is related to that? So I see some negative words like C or G. So C, I can find stressful. G, I can find tiring. They both sound right response for number 2. So let's look at more closely. So let's look at C first. Wow, having your own business sounds stressful. Having your own business means working for myself. So C sounds correct. G, yes, it is a tiring job. G sounds not so bad, but we can find that C has more specific information, which is working for myself, equals having your own business. So number 2 and C, they're a correct match. Pause the video, okay, and please match them together. When you match them together, remember you have to figure out the key information first, okay, and that will make your matching easy. Now let's move on to page 15. Work with the partner, read the statements below, circle the best definition for bold-faced word or phrase. Okay, if you see each sentence, there is a bold-face, which is workaholic for number 1. So let's look at number 1 together. Okay, I'll show you an example, and you can pause the video and do other rest of the activities. Number 1, I work 6 hours a week, and I always think about my work. I'm a workaholic. So what's the meaning of workaholic? Holic means addicted to something. For example, alcoholic. That means addiction to alcohol, right? I'm addicted to alcohol. I can't live without alcohol. Workaholic, shopaholic. Okay? So a workaholic is a person who A, finds it difficult not to work, B, thinks too much. So the answer here is A, finds it difficult not to work. So a person who can't live without working because that person is addicted to work. Okay. Number 2, I want a career where I can work with money. I'm very good with numbers. Good with numbers. What's the meaning of good numbers? Good with numbers. Number 3, I don't want to have a boss. Number 4, good with my hands. Number 5, problem solver. Number 6, dangerous. Number 7, good communication skills. So please do from number 2 to number 7, and there are example sentences. when you pause the video and do the activity, please make sure you read out first. Okay, speak it out and match them together. Okay, and we'll check the answer together. Okay, now let's move on to page 17 and talk about more about jobs. Okay, so if you see the chart below, there are 3 columns, and it's talking about skills, characteristics, and types of jobs. So what are the skills? It's talents or abilities. Okay, characteristic, your strengths, which are your strong points, your weakness, or which are your weak points. And they are usually in adjective words, so it describes what your good point is and what your maybe lacking point is. Number 3 is types of jobs. Okay, so let's go over skills first. Be good with numbers. Be good with my hands. Have good people skills. Have good communication skills. So first, be good with numbers. So some jobs require you, to be good with numbers. For example, accounting. Someone who works at bank, right? Like bank manager, fund manager. They are trading all the time. They're dealing with numbers. So those jobs, require people to be good at, good with numbers. Good with my hands. So someone who makes something, for example, cook, right? Chef, baker, those people need good hand skills. I'm personally actually not very good with my hands, so I'm always jealous of those people who have good skills. Number 3, have good people skills. So dealing with people all the time. For example, teacher, professor are dealing with students all the time, right? So maybe professor needs to be good, are good with people. Maybe someone who works as a customer service, right? Maybe someone who receives the call all the time, right? Customer service. They have to be good with people. So have good people skills. Last one, have good communication skills. It can be about language, but it can be also interaction with people. I have good communication skills, which means that maybe you have a good presentation skills. You know how to communicate with people, ask questions, and respond, and how to express your opinions effectively. That's good communication skills. Okay, here you can add more examples, right? Good with numbers, good with my hands, good people skills, good communications. What are the more examples you can put? Think about it. Next one, characteristic. Friendly. Friendly people are good with people, right? Maybe someone who works at a customer service. Creative. Maybe like a person who makes commercials, works at an entertainment field, YouTube creator. Hardworking. Trustworthy, so someone that I can trust. Reliable, trustworthy, they are very similar meaning. A team player, maybe someone who has to work with other people in the same team, but not individually. a problem solver, workaholic. Maybe a job that, makes you to work long hours needs a person who likes to be workaholic. Types of job: indoor, outdoors, safe, dangerous, high paying, offbeat, stressful, relaxing, and tiring. Okay, so those words describe, different characteristics and skills of the job. Okay, so now we went over some characteristics and skills of job, right? And now let's apply it together. So let's go to page 17, okay? And then number 2, activity. So now you're going to work with the partner. Okay, student A, you are a job counselor and ask the questions below. Student B, you want to change jobs, answer your partner's questions. Use the words from the box above and vocabulary from review and expand your answers. Okay, so let's continue. So A, you are a job counselor, and B, you want to change the jobs. So imagine you are having a job already. You're not a student and you are maybe like a professional shopper. You are maybe YouTube creator. You are a teacher. Maybe you're a singer. And maybe you want to change the job. And you have to describe about your job and why you want to change job. What are your strengths, your weakness, and those information by using the vocabularies that we have went over so far. Okay, so number 1A. Tell me about yourself. What do you do now? What's like? B, what's your answer? So you can say, I'm a singer. It's interesting. It's creative. Number 2, what are your strengths? Can you give an example? I am creative. For example, I can compose my songs by myself. Number 3A, what are your weaknesses? Could you give an example? Okay, B, I am not good with people. I don't have good people skills. For example, I can't go on a stage. I'm scared. Number 4A, what type of job do you want? What do you want this job? Why do you want this job? B, I'd like a job as what? Maybe tell me about the job you want to change. I'd like a job that is, I want this job because, okay? So for example, I like a job as maybe composer. I like a job that is maybe safe, relaxing. I want this job because it's safe. Okay, now let's open to page 23, and it's a speaking task. It's a mission for you. A job interview. So choose one job from the list below or another job, okay? List the reason you want to have this job, then list the strengths and skills you have that job will help you to do that job. Use words and phrases from the review. Give examples of times you use those strengths and skills. So there are lists of the jobs, okay? Or maybe you can choose another job. It can be your real, dream job. And they're going to ask you just 3 main questions. Why do you want this job? What are your strengths? What skills do you have? Okay? So for example, I chose the job computer animation artist. Why do you want this job? I want this job because I like to work with computers. What are your strengths? I am hardworking. Okay, and there is an example too. Okay, so for example, I finish my school work on time because I work really hard. What skills do you have? I'm good with computers. For example, I know computer programs. I know how to use Excels, R, data. You can talk about, different programs name, okay? So it's very simple answers once you know how to use those expressions. Let's talk about another example. Maybe my job could be a teacher. Why do you want this job? Because I like to study and teach people. What are your strengths? I have good communication skills. I'm good with people. I have good people skills. For example, I have a lot of friends and I always like to help them when they ask me questions about the book. That could be, your example. What skills do you have? I am good at explaining things. For example, when I work as a customer service person for my part-time job, I explain about how to use electronics very well and clearly. That could be your example too. So please pause the video, choose a job that you want to do from the list or maybe from your head, and answer 3 questions. Okay? Why do you want this job? What are your strengths? And what skills you have? Remember, those could be your speaking test. Those questions could be, one of the examples for the speaking test later. So please keep practicing by using the vocabularies and expressions that we learn. So here in chapter 1, we talk about, offbeat jobs and characteristics of jobs. Did you enjoy chapter 1? Okay, now let's open to page 25. There are some questions for you. Discuss the questions, use the vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and speaking skills we learned from the unit. Number 1, why do you think some people like offbeat jobs? So offbeat jobs are getting popular, even in Korea too. Bike messenger, bike delivery man, YouTuber, those are offbeat jobs, but now we can see easily around us. What's the reason that people like to have offbeat job? Tell me the reason. Number 2, how do you think most people get started in their offbeat jobs in the first place? For example, we listened to an activity and Peter explained about how he got started his job as an ice cream taster. He started his job as ice cream taster because his family was doing a business in that field. What's the reason and what's the background of them, getting started in offbeat jobs? Maybe think about your own reason. Number 3, what job skills do you think are the most difficult to learn? Why do you think they are difficult? So we talk about different skills of the jobs. For example, good with numbers, have good people skills, have good communication skills, and there are other tons of job skills that describes the characteristics of a particular job. And what's the difficult skills for you? And tell me the reason. Number 4. What skills do you think are most important for students to learn so they can find a job or start a career in the future? So tell me about important skills maybe you need to learn to achieve your dream job. So there are 4 questions. You don't have to answer all. Maybe choose 1 question and please answer. Please write maybe minimum 1 sentence or maybe just 1 paragraph. It doesn't have to be that long. Just short answer is fine. And write that. And I like to see. And when you see other people's comments, you can also write a reply. Okay, just put a comment. Oh, I agree with your point. I don't agree with your point. I have a questions. What do you think about this? Please type it, so we can actually have more interaction between you and other students. Okay, so we finished chapter 1, offbeat job. So the vocabularies and expression you learn, maybe I'm pretty sure you can use this, sentences when you apply for a job in the future, when you're looking for a job, and maybe when you want to describe your dream job, or when you have an interview for the job, maybe abroad, maybe in Korea. This is a good expression that you can remember for preparing your job in the future. I hope you enjoyed the lessons. If you have questions, please let me know. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!